Picture this: mysterious character introductions, mind-boggling devil fruit powers, and unexpected power-ups that leave you completely dumbstruck. Whether it's cranking up the intensity of spectacular battles or triggering character development, these flexes drive the storyline, ensuring viewers remain on the edge of their seats as characters undergo transformative journeys. So today, ViniiTube brings to you the top 20 One Piece flexes of all time as a tribute to the OG of shonen anime, which has kept us hooked and hungry for over 2 decades. At number 20, let's kick off with an unassuming yet impactful incident: Luffy's one-punch knockout of Bellamy the Hyena in the Jaya arc. Now, this moment links directly to an early encounter between Redhead, Shanks and the Bandits, an incident witnessed by a young Monkey D. Luffy. Now, as a rising star in the pirate world himself, Luffy faces a similar situation where he and his first mate Roronoa Zoro are humiliated by Bellamy and his crew. After being labelled cowards and dreamers for refusing to fight back, the spectacle initially disappoints. The story later unfolds into a satisfying rematch with Bellamy, and the stakes are raised when Luffy's wanted poster, boasting a bounty of 100 million berries, comes into the pirates' possession. Initially dismissing it as a hoax, Bellamy soon learns the hard way that Luffy's not one to be trifled with. The rubber boy teaches the bully an unforgettable lesson for hurting his friends. What makes this moment memorable is the absence of Haki's infusion or involvement in any grand scheme or event. It's just Luffy standing up for his friends and living out one of his coolest moments in the early days. Next up, Sanji makes a timely entrance to rescue his crewmates from a grim and watery demise. Known for his reliable behind-the-scenes miracles, this time Sanji assumes the identity of Mr. Prince to save his friends from the clutches of Shichibukai and Baroque Works head honcho Sir Crocodile in the Alabasta arc. The challenges are overwhelming: a fast-flooding room, a sea stone cage confining Luffy and the rest, enormous banana-wani gators lurking dangerously close, and an impending civil war. Yet Sanji pulls off a dazzling entrance and swiftly and skillfully incapacitates one of the monster gators with his trademark kick. Mr. Prince not only saves the day, but also frees his mates just in time to confront the enemy and thwart the rebellion. This is just one of many instances where Sanji makes an invaluable contribution and consistently comes to the aid of his crew. The Straw Hat Cook's unwavering and invaluable support makes him an indispensable asset to the crew, rightfully securing his place as the second wing of the future Pirate King. Our pick for the 18th position is none other than Kaido's majestic entrance in Wano as he unleashes his devastating blast breath and obliterates an entire mountaintop. As the ninja pirate Mink Samurai Alliance assembles in Wano to confront the Yonko, they're in for a jaw-dropping moment as the colossal pirate emerges in his mythical dragon form, dwarfing the landscape. Drunk and belligerent, Kaido demands to face off with Luffy and Trafalgar Law, who are responsible for disrupting his artificial devil fruit trade. The moment Kaido unleashes his devastating dragon fire at Oden Castle, erasing all trace of it and annihilating the mountaintop it stood on, feels like a cruel second blow to the already aggrieved Kozuki family. Despite their beloved status, the Straw Hats pale in comparison to this terror in this epic first encounter, setting the stage for a highly anticipated monumental clash. From a mythical dragon's blazing inferno, the spotlight shifts to notorious crime boss Crocodile. His bold challenge to Luffy, giving him just 3 minutes to show him what he's got before he gets taken out, is in the 17th spot.
3分やろう。それ以上てめえの相手なんぞしてられねえ。
Crocodile's absolute confidence in his Sansan abilities and Shichibukai status leads him to underestimate the budding pirate, a sentiment that's justified at first. As one of Luffy's first big adversaries, Crocodile, with his formidable Logia-type powers, poses a substantial threat, particularly in the absence of Haki. Notably, he stands as the first and only villain to completely defeat Luffy not once, but twice. In the present scenario, the narrative has taken a captivating turn with Crocodile forging an alliance with Dracule, Mihawk and Captain Buggy, both former members of the Shichibukai. They've started the Cross Guild, with Buggy assuming the role of its head and earning the title of Yonko. In this backdrop, that early glimpse into Crocodile's enigmatic and menacing nature adds intricate layers to his persona, and as the intrigue deepens, it leaves us eager to unravel the mysteries of Crocodile, Buggy and Mihawk's collective agenda. Coming in at number 16 is a man capable of unleashing kicks at the speed of light. Admiral Kizaru earns his spot on this list as he effortlessly executes one of the fastest takedowns in One Piece history, defeating not one, but 4 supernovas: Basil Hawkins, X-Drake, Urouge, and Scratchman Apu. Mind you, rookies they might be, but these 4 pirates have bounties exceeding 100 million. Now, at a glance, Kizaru's distinctive appearance with his vibrant yellow suit and stylish glasses does set him apart. His introduction to is flashy as he enters the fray riding a cannonball. His nonchalant, laid-back personality creates a deceptive facade that catches everyone off guard, including the 4 pirates, who find themselves incapacitated by his light-based powers in no time. The Admiral's dazzling display not only shows off his individual prowess, but also emphasizes the overwhelming might of the world government, deemed to be the greatest military power. Onto the 15th spot, as the competition for the title of Pirate King grows fiercer and our hero confronts increasingly tougher adversaries, let's revisit an early incident, that being Luffy flexing a conscious burst of Conqueror's Haki against Hody Jones and his 100,000 strong Fishmen army. In his showdown with the Fishmen pirate Skipper, who aspires to claim the prestigious title for himself, Luffy displays the progress he's made during the 2-year time skip. His Haki tsunami instantly halves the enemy forces, leaving everyone, including his own crewmates, stunned. All those years ago, the incredible display of power was a clear giveaway that Luffy was headed for greatness. Now that he's been crowned Yonko after his exploits in Wano, he's closer than ever to that apex. Luffy's latest achievement places him alongside fellow Emperors Buggy, Blackbeard, and Shanks, his mentor and most formidable of the 3. As the most recent episodes tease Shanks' decision to go after the One Piece, we're left wondering how the story will unfold and what it means for Luffy. With so much going on in the current narrative, this early Haki explosion still stands out as a killer example of Luffy's potential. Like Captain, like crew, the Straw Hats deservingly take the 14th spot with their bold yet honourable declaration of war against the world government, undertaken solely for the sake of their nakama Nico Robin. Unlike conventional pirate crews, the Straw Hats excel not just in strength, but also in the tight camaraderie amongst their members. Their uniqueness lies in their family-like bond and the inherent nobility of their personalities and intentions, making each member widely adored. It requires immense courage and unity for the entire crew, not just Luffy, to defy the world's most powerful organization for a recently joined member, that too on their own turf. This collective decision is truly commendable. Who can forget that standout moment when Luffy, displaying uncommon resolve, commands Usopp, who's disguised as Sogeking, to shoot down the world government flag at Eni's lobby. The ripple of fear this bold act sends amongst the marine spectators underscores the crew's foolhardy yet remarkable bravery. In 13th place, we have Shanks, who makes up for his long absences from the storyline with a few moments of epic awesomeness. The scene unfolds with the citizens of Wano celebrating the end of Kaido's reign of terror with festive fervor. But unknown to them, amidst the jubilation, a sinister force emerges. Newly appointed Marine Admiral Ryokugyu arrives on the isolated island to kill Luffy, but just as he starts wreaking havoc on the Red Scabbards and their new shogun Momonosuke, who are still recovering from their battle injuries, an unexpected savior intervenes. The red-haired Yonko halts the rampaging admiral in his tracks with his conqueror's haki, unleashed from a considerable distance. This extraordinary demonstration of power serves as yet another reminder of the significance of haki. It echoes Kaido's assertion that haki alone determines the strongest, much like Goldie Roger, who won the title of Pirate King solely through his mastery of haki. As thrilling as his display of strength is, Shanks' sudden appearance off the coast of Wano raises intriguing questions. The mysteries surrounding this flex add a layer of anticipation, leaving fans eager for more.
懐かしい顔が浮かんだ。
At number 12 is the famous first encounter between Mihawk and Zoro, where the veteran completely humiliates the rookie who dares to wrest his title of the world's strongest swordsman. Former Shichibukai Mihawk has been a master of flexes since his introduction very early on in the One Piece saga. In his first appearance, he arrives solo on a tiny boat and proceeds to sink Don Krieg's entire armada, even cleaving his galleon in half with a single stroke of his infamous black sword. On meeting his hero and future mentor, Zoro challenges him to a duel to the death, only to have Mihawk respond with taunts. Brandishing a miniature blade against Zoro's three-sword style, Hawkeye easily overcomes the green-horned sword fighter. It becomes apparent later that this wasn't a deliberate slight on Mihawk's part, but rather a reflection of the vast power disparity between the two men, rendering Zoro incapable of contending with the veteran at full strength. Nonetheless, considerable progress has been made since this encounter, with Zoro maturing in leaps and bounds. Maybe in a rematch, he could now stop Mihawk's giant sword with a regular old knife, who knows? Times have changed, and so has Zoro.
背中の傷は剣士の恥だ。
見事。
Taking the next spot is the extraordinary story of Kozuki Oden's triumph over death. As a rightful heir to the country of Wano, Oden faces the cunning duo of Orochi and Kaido. Captured and condemned to a gruesome execution by boiling, Oden, accompanied by his steadfast retainers the Red Scabbards, confronts a daunting fate. The crafty villains agree to spare them on the condition that they survive an hour in boiling oil. Now, this episode is one of the most emotionally charged scenes in the entire saga, vividly illustrating Oden's extraordinary resilience. He not only survives the boiling ordeal, but also succeeds in preserving the lives of his retainers. However, he's ultimately shot dead by Kaido. In a striking blend of victory and despair, Oden faces his demise with his trademark smile and flamboyant posture, revered as a hero by his countrymen, as the impending doom that looms over Wano becomes an undeniable reality. After enduring 5 years of humiliation as the Idiot Lord, Oden's death becomes a shining example of great sacrifice and supreme strength of will. It's time to unveil the top 10, and Trafalgar Law hypes it up by slicing the island of Punk Hazard in half, along with the treacherous Vice Admiral Virgo, an officer and spy of the Don Quixote family. Law's actions carry grave implications. They take us back to his childhood with his mentor Don Quixote Rocinante. While attempting to save his young ward's life, Rocinante dies at the hands of Virgo and his own brother Don Quixote do Flamingo, leaving Law with a lasting trauma. With Virgo's death on Punk Hazard, Law not only avenges Rocinante but also destroys the SAD laboratory on the island, a facility specially set up to create Kaido's artificial smile fruits. This puts Doflamingo, Kaido's broker, in a precarious position. Law rightfully describes his actions as breaking the gear as he successfully spoils Doffy's plans, leaving him no room for a comeback. But beyond the strategic implications, the visual spectacle of the island being sliced apart is truly flex-worthy. It demonstrates Law's growth in the 2 years since the Marineford War and disproves Doflamingo's faith in Virgo's superior armament Haki, which supposedly could block any attack, including Law's spatial cutting. This moment sets the stage for Law's confrontations with Doflamingo and Kaido, paving the way for the events in Dressrosa and subsequently Wano.
歯車を壊したぞ
Taking the 9th spot is the moment that introduced us to one of the most explosive power systems in the series, Conqueror's Haki. One Piece creator Ichiro Oda makes a brilliant move by having Silver's Rayleigh, the right hand of the Pirate King, do the honors. Dark King, Rayleigh's entrance at the auction house in Sabaody with a grand display of Conqueror's Haki, is nothing short of spectacular. This rare and powerful form of Haki can be wielded by only a select few. Rayleigh's seasoned and legendary status adds to the grandeur of its premiere, emphasizing that only a figure of his caliber could do justice to such a momentous scene. The complexity of the moment goes beyond the immediate display of power as it holds layers of revelations that require careful analysis. Another display of Conqueror's Haki takes the 8th position as Shanks steps on board the Moby Dick to rendezvous with Whitebeard. Now, the mere mention of Whitebeard and Shanks is enough to instill fear even in the highest ranks of the world government. And when these two formidable figures meet, the world observes in hushed awe. As Shanks advances, his Conqueror's Haki causes Whitebeard's less powerful subordinates to succumb one by one, and the mighty ship itself creaks and groans under the immense pressure of his Haki. This is undeniably Shanks at his most menacing. A far cry from the carefree, smiling pirate of Luffy's childhood memories, this Shanks embodies a formidable presence worthy of a Yonko. And this early power display sets the precedent of the sky-splitting Conqueror's Haki clashes to come. Reflecting on this magnificent scene and the previously mentioned exhibition against Ryokyugyu, Shanks' character gains more depth and an absolute foreboding aura. Simultaneously, it heightens the intrigue surrounding this legendary pirate, building anticipation for what lies ahead.
暴走するこの時代をほら白ひげだ
Irreverence is a flex as Luffy nonchalantly brushes off Big Mom and Kaido, which is our pick for number 7.
俺はモンキー D ルフィお前らを超えて海賊王になる男だ
When it comes to the Emperors of the Sea, their reputations carry immense weight. But in Luffy's case, there's absolutely no force in the world that would instill fear in him. This attitude is on full display as he faces the two colossal pirates atop the Skull Dome in Onigashima. True to his character, Luffy completely disregards the Yonko's questions and strides past them to get to the fallen scabbards. In response to this insult, an enraged Kaido attempts to strike him, only to be swiftly knocked down by Luffy. As the chosen one who will take the title of the next Pirate King, Luffy demonstrates in this moment that confronting two Yonkos doesn't intimidate him in the least. Although he typically avoids putting on airs, this incident propels him from being a mere rookie to embodying the attitude and stature of a genuine Yonko. Now prepared to contend in the big leagues, Luffy boldly declares to his adversaries his ambition to become the Pirate King. Now, this moment in Luffy's character evolution is not just gripping, it fills every One Piece fan with pride. Next up, at number 6, is Zoro's legendary Nothing Happened moment, a testament to his unmatched bravery in the face of adversity.
なんだこの血の量はおいおめえ生きてんのかあいつはどこだ ここで何があった。何もなかった。
Defying odds that would break most, Zoro's deep loyalty to his captain Luffy shines through with his monumental sacrifice. With Luffy down and out after defeating Gecko, Moria and Oz, the crew find themselves in dire straits with the formidable Bartholomew Kuma standing in their way. Despite grievous wounds, Zoro steps up to save his captain's life, and even after absorbing all the damage Luffy sustained in his clash with Moria and his zombie army, the stoic swordsman stands tall, defying what seemed like certain death. A man of few words, his only response to the incident is the iconic line, "Nothing happened." This incident is the greatest demonstration of Zoro's indomitable spirit, showcasing not only his physical strength, but also the depth of his character. His willingness to sacrifice his life and dreams for his captain speaks volumes. It sets the foundation for the evolving bond between Zoro and Luffy, captivating fans through subsequent events, including the intense battles in Wano. Whitebeard's unforgettable last stand against the Marines in the Paramount War comes in at number 5.
俺は白ひげだ。
Can a pirate ascend to the status of a hero? The One Piece saga intricately blurs the lines between good and evil, providing a compelling platform to contemplate this enduring question. A prime example of this is the Battle of Marineford, where Whitebeard takes the fight to the Marines in a bid to save his adopted son, Port Gasti Ace, from execution. The veteran pirate, acclaimed as the strongest man in the world, single-handedly inflicts massive danger on the Keepers of Justice, reducing their headquarters to ruins. Never have we witnessed a battle of this magnitude. This colossal clash unveils Whitebeard's superhuman might derived from consuming the Tremor fruit, which grants him the ability to unleash quakes that could easily destroy the world. However, it's only when the Marines strike at his emotional core by killing Ace that they awaken the sleeping giant within him. Despite his fearsome power, Whitebeard's revealed to be a man of kindness and steadfast principles, extending his protective mantle over entire nations. And that's why, even as he falls, the valiant pirate dies a hero.
ワンピースは実在する。
The theme of justice and injustice continues and brings us to our 4th pick, where Luffy, fueled by a sense of moral outrage, delivers a single, resounding punch to a celestial dragon. At the auction house in Sambodi, Luffy witnesses the gross discrimination fishmen are subjected to by humans. When his mermaid friend Kami is on the brink of being auctioned off as a slave, Luffy refuses to submit to oppressive authority. Fully aware of the repercussions of challenging the world nobles, our brash hero teaches the abusive Saint Charlos a lesson he'll never forget for the rest of his life. Beyond the pleasure of seeing justice served hot and fast and a disgusting villain put swiftly in their place, this scene solidifies Luffy's suitability to become the next Pirate King, a title that goes beyond mere measures of power and wealth. Rather, it symbolizes adherence to principles and the rebellious spirit championed by the first Pirate King, Roger. In embracing this responsibility as he moves towards his dreams, Luffy proves himself capable in every aspect. He embodies the essence of what it truly means to be the greatest pirate to rule the seas. Now all that remains is to patiently wait for his triumphant ascent to the summit. The intensity escalates as we get to the top 3, and first off is Zoro as he takes on a fearsome new avatar during his clash with King the Wildfire.
なってやろうじゃねえか。地獄の王に
Fighting for their captains, both contenders put their lives on the line in a battle that surpasses the ordinary. After clashing with Kaido and coming out of it close to death, Zoro miraculously resurrects to engage in another phenomenon showdown with King. The choreography is flawless, culminating in the revelation of Zoro's conqueror's haki. But this isn't the highlight of the fight, not by far. Spurred by King's taunts about aspiring to be a king after unveiling his haki, Zoro cleverly dubs his new technique King of Hell. With it, he not only neutralizes his opponent's scorching magma-like flame attack, but also inflicts a severe wound on the Lunarian, severing one of his wings. Brawling through the length and breadth of Wano, Zoro has consistently delivered remarkable victories to the extent that he became the only individual after Oden to deeply wound Kaido. With his triumph over King, Zoro keeps his promise to Luffy to never lose a fight. Furthermore, he contributes to substantiating Luffy's dream of one day becoming the Pirate King. The question now arises, can any future battle surpass the brilliance of this encounter? Well, that's something only time will tell. Throughout One Piece, there have been numerous remarkable character introductions, yet none quite compared to our runners-up today. The ominous nature of the Grand Line is vividly portrayed as Yonko Kaido, hailed as the strongest creature across land, sea and air, makes his highly anticipated entrance.
うまくやったよ白ひげのじじいは
What sets this introductory scene apart from the rest is the gripping way he plummets from a sky island and lands on the kids' pirate's base, seemingly attempting suicide and coming out of it unscathed. The Governor General of the Animal Kingdom Pirates isn't your average pirate. He has an earned reputation for being virtually indestructible, having survived hanging, torture, and even the guillotine. With such a formidable persona, the Dragon Emperor is akin to God until Luffy eventually topples him. However, this doesn't diminish the uniqueness of his character, marked by excessive drinking and an insatiable desire for a good opponent. Understanding the weariness of a powerhouse like Kaido, living in a world lacking in worthy adversaries, adds depth to his character. Despite meeting his end in a spectacular clash with Luffy, he does so honorably and entertainingly, ending with his iconic move, the Drunken Dragon Bagua. At long last, it's time to reveal the biggest flex to date, and it's none other than Red-Haired Shanks' arrival during the Paramount War, where he effortlessly concludes the conflict not just through his imposing presence, but also with the subtle suggestion of a potential confrontation with the Marines. Astonishingly, not only does Fleet Admiral Sengoku quickly comply with Shanks' request, but the Marines, the Blackbeard Pirates, and Whitebeard's crew too, all back off without a murmur. With a mere request from the Yonko, Sengoku even agrees to entrust Shanks with the responsibility of laying Whitebeard and Ace to rest. The intrigue deepens later as Shanks unexpectedly appears at the Reverie and is allowed to meet with the arrogant 5 elders of the world government. As someone who has stayed strictly in the background of Luffy's journey, Shanks' mysterious appearance in Wano and his declaration to go after the One Piece further thrusts this elusive character into the foreground. Speculating any more about his future role is a delicate matter, so we'll refrain from that right now. Nonetheless, Shanks undeniably steals the spotlight with every appearance, particularly with his impactful intervention in Marineford.
この戦争を終わらせに来た
And that concludes the top 20 One Piece flexes of all time, brought to you by ViniiTube. We can be sure that One Piece still has plenty of surprises in store for us. Do share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for additional anime content. Until next time, ciao!